Hi guys, we've got Joseph Ray here with Invoked Dogmatika today. He won the regional here in Tamworth, going undefeated. So he's going to take you through the list, explain his card choices. Let's go.
So it's only a small regional, but I've been playing a lot of different decks. I played like Sword Soul, I played Birdo, and none of them seem to be getting me any success. And so, in a state of absolute crisis and uncertainty, last night Carl Ross Walker told me just play Invoked, and so I did. So his list, so the Invoked engine is 3 Alistair, the 3 Meltdown, the Terraforming for the extra Meltdown, and then 2 Invocations. So that's the whole Invoked package. And then Dogmatikas, 3 Ecclesia, played 1 Maximus, 1 Fleur-de-Lis, which is fairly normal. I was tempted to play another Fleur-de-Lis because it can just be an extender to push into the Verti Anaconda, but I stopped with the 1 because I couldn't find space for it. And then 3 Nadir Servants, obviously, really it's the main reason you play the Dogmatika stuff, that and Maximus. The card is absolutely incredible and does so much off 1 card, we know that by now. And then I did play the Punishment. I valued the extra interruption. That's really all there is to say about it. Sometimes it lets you play the game where you otherwise couldn't, like by sending a Titanic Clad. And sometimes the extra pop of the Entis is really nice. But I have seen some lists that aren't playing it, I really want to. And then kind of the brick of the Dogmatika engine is the Schism. We are only playing the Shadow Schism, we're not playing other Shadow cards. We are playing DPE, so we're playing the 3 Fusion Destiny and the 2 bricks associated with it. Dasher's effect and Celestial effect never really came up. The games where I was summoning this, I've had like Invoke stuff going on as well. I was already kind of winning. I did resolve the draw effects a few times, I did resolve the Dasher effect to summon, but it was never really the reason I won the game. DPE definitely was. So we then got the kind of all the hand traps and whatnot, so I am playing 3 Ash, 3 Nibiru, and 3 Imp. There's a temptation to play Drawl there, but I just decided on these. If the Drawl was going to go in, I'd take out the Nibirus for it. Then we played Called By. That was kind of the silly one of. Played Droplets, which was really good. Just letting you like send off Alistair or the Evocation, maybe to dodge things like Imps and whatnot. That was pretty good. I did the last 3 cards in the deck was just there can be only 1. So that's 40 cards.
Yeah.
So extra deck wise, I will do the standard deck after. We are playing DPE, so it's DPE. Link wise, I am playing the Armorage, the Secure Gardener, and the Verti Anaconda. Because you can use the Ecclesia to just summon itself if you control the Armorage. You can push to go into the Verti Anaconda. In some of the kind of the worst hands, for example, you make a decision between do you want to use the Ecclesia effect, or maybe you try and bait it with a Baylor or an Ash or something to negate the Ecclesia, and then you go into the Verti. That never really came up though. It was just a case of someone who wants to make Verti off them. Then the Dolls played the Apollon, played the Construct and the Winder. Obviously the Construct, if you have the space, lets you do the, you just discard off of the Apollon, you send to the grave and you add it back off. You add the Schism back off the Construct when you Maximus. So if you have the room, it's nice, and it also gives you the potential to send light monsters off of the Schism. We really liked that. The other things that we sent off of the Maximus and Nadir was the Titaniclad and 1 Entis. Tempted to play 2, but we played a card that was far better in its place. We played Cyframe Lord Omega.
So talk about this card.
My god, Carl Ross Walker, Tom played this card last night.
Man of wisdom.
I don't think I've played a card that single-handedly won me so many games. There were so many DPE decks, and against those decks you can play through the DPE pot, they'll go effect, summon it back next turn, and then I would send an Omega to the grave and shuffle it away back to the extra. They would then have to summon the Dasher or the Celestial back in their standby phase.
They're not getting the draws as well, and the DP is offline.
Yeah, this card was incredibly good. And it also just has some versatility in being able to reshuffle some of your resources if it comes up. So that was nice. The last 5 cards in the extra are just the Invokes. So we are playing 2 Mechaba, 1 Purgatrio, an Ogodes, and a Raiju.
the side deck?
Side deck wise, really simple. It's just lots of free ofs. We play lots of free ofs on the main deck. We can swap out as necessary. So we're playing 3 more hand traps. We're playing 3 Droll.
Would you have sided if you means Droll or?
Yeah, I probably would have just flipped them around.
Yeah.
And then we kind of got the board breakers. We've got 3 Dark Bruno Moors and 3 evenly matched. Got 3 Cosmic Cyclones, which is really nice into any of the DP Scythe decks. And then the last 3 cards in the side are 3 Soul Adjustments, which went in basically every time you go first. And that's it, super simple.
Right, any closing thoughts about the deck? How's its matchups?
My main worry is actually Bird. That's something that maybe I'd have to side kind of more board wipes for.
As long as you can get into a grindy game.
Yeah, if we get into a grind game against them, we should be fine. Once we've got the DP online and we're getting the Invoked stuff going, it should be alright. Sword Soul isn't bad, to be honest, because they only really put up a Monster Negate, which doesn't kill your monster, and the Baron Pop, but through, you know, Ecclesias and Alistairs and the Deer Servants, we can clear
Peekaboo as well.
Yeah, Peekaboo really hurts that deck, not being able to summon anything, really. Peekaboo was really good against PK as well. The guy I played against actually did really well to play around it, but he couldn't find a way to get game under it, and then I just played the following turn and killed him for it. So yeah, I think the deck's pretty good. It's had a bit of a resurgence recently, which is it's nice to see. I really like the deck.
I suppose it's one of those decks that matters less whether you go first or second as well, so you are just playing Yugioh every game.
Yeah, the Invoke stuff's quite nice, going second, getting to use your opponent's grave as like a resource. And then the Deer Servant, for example, does a lot more when you go in second, and you can send Entis and whatnot. You have to be careful when the deck becomes back into play, because then things like the Maximus become worse, and you risk running into other copies of the same deck, and then you give them an auto win when you Maximus them for their extra deck. Same versus like Eldritch, you have to be careful, you know. So just make sure you know what you're up against before you Maximus effect.
Cool. Right, well, lovely to see you win. Congratulations. You played really well throughout the day. It was definitely deserved. I suppose some props as well to Carl Ross Walker, both the deck and Omega. There we go.
He got his top after guiding everyone else to the victories. He finally got his Sword Soul top, and obviously guiding us with the Omega pick, which was huge. So thank you very much to him and the rest of the team. Obviously, like I kind of flip flop between decks a bit and then end up back on Invoked. So
just to let you know the best. So fair enough. Right, thank you very much for the profile, Joe, and all the best for the future.
Thank you.